Is Tom Brady actually retired? It's a question you see pop up a lot. We're going to learn a lot. A new episode of Man in the Arena, the Tom Brady documentary series, the final episode will come out in April. That should be very telling as to his mindset, or at least give a little bit of insight there. I just go back to, though, whether Brady thinks he's retired or not. When August comes around and training camp is going on and the preseason is starting and you see all these posts and quarterbacks doing stuff, I think Brady could be in Costa Rica or Argentina or on a beach somewhere, looking at his phone, feeling a sense of urgency where he's like, I'm watching training camp, and there could be a moment of realization where Brady feels like, this really could be my last opportunity to ever play quarterback in the NFL. Am I really done? He's going to have to at least second guess himself in August. And if he waits, he might be too old. So next year could be really the last year Tom Brady could ever even physically play quarterback in the NFL. If you take a year off, it's hard to come back. And, and that's a year off of the training and the diet and taking care of himself. And if he gets laxed on that stuff, I think his body could deteriorate very quickly. And so one opportunity for Tom Brady, I think if he wanted to go to San Francisco, knocked on the door. Hey, John Lynch, 49ers offensive coordinator, this is Tom Brady. Look, I think you guys are a quarterback away from a Super Bowl. My name's Tom. I grew up in the Bay Area. They were my childhood favorite team. It's a bucket list thing for me. I'd love to play in San Francisco for the 49ers. I know you got Trey Lance. Let me come in, be your quarterback for a year. We can win a Super Bowl. I can develop Trey Lance. Everybody wins. And the Buccaneers need a quarterback for next year, so let's trade Jimmy Garoppolo for me. You get Gronk and me, and then you'll have Gronk and George Kittle at tight end playing with Tom Brady. I think that's possible. I certainly think if Tom Brady called John Lynch, he'd answer the phone and there'd be a conversation there, no doubt. And Tom Brady's done basically everything he wants in his career. He might as well try to be his hometown team's starting quarterback. That'd be kind of cool. Bucket list, check that off. Here's the problem. The problem is the 49ers have a young quarterback waiting in the wings, Trey Lance, a very, very talented young guy. And the 49ers might choose to say, look, we love you, Tom, but we're just ready to commit to Trey Lance right now. We don't want to wait another year before we play him. We got to figure out what he can do and develop him. And he's really talented. We think with reps, he can play and do well. So Trey Lance might throw a wrench in that entire idea of Tom Brady coming out of retirement and going to the 49ers. How about the Colts? Tom Brady and the Indianapolis Colts, that team has a shot at a Super Bowl. Got a good defense, a good offensive line. They run the ball well. You trade Brady and Gronk for Carson Wentz and something else, I don't know. The Colts need a quarterback. Tampa needs a quarterback. I think that could be a great marriage. Do they have the receiving weapons that Tom Brady really wants or needs in Indy? Not really. Michael Pittman's pretty good. Although, look, the draft is coming up. You could make some moves in free agency I think Tom Brady would attract a good receiver or two in free agency if you went there. So I think Indy's not impossible for Tom Brady to play there next year. Denver, maybe, if they can't get Aaron Rodgers. I just really do not see Tom Brady going back to Tampa Bay. Tom Brady already left Tampa. He said goodbye. He made a whole Instagram post. And people will say, well, he's under contract to play for the Buccaneers next year. You can't force a guy to play for you. Tom Brady has so much power right now in the NFL. He knows his worth. If you say, Tom, we're not going to let you go somewhere else, he'll say, then I retire. I'm not going to play for you. And if you have a chance, if you're Tampa, you have no quarterback, or you can trade Tom Brady for Carson Wentz or Jimmy Garoppolo. Wouldn't you rather have Jimmy Garoppolo than nothing? I think that I don't see Tom Brady going back to Tampa, and I think Tampa, because of desperation at the quarterback position, would be willing to trade Tom Brady to get somebody else who can play for them next year and give them a shot at winning. So I'm going to call my shot right now. If Tom Brady plays next fall, Tom Brady comes back out of retirement to play in the NFL. The only two places I see him playing, I'm very confident in this, the only two places Tom Brady might come out of retirement to play for is Indy, the Colts, or the San Francisco 49ers, his hometown childhood team. I don't see him going anywhere other than Indy or San Francisco, and those are the two teams I could see him going to if he comes out of retirement.